All I am is a media student, of course, the senior taking media
Okay,
one.
cool.
Yeah. Woo. All right. So my first question
Yeah, one of
is,
my best friends was like a student, so
all right,
I know all about the
I want to know what Nikwa was like back in the day. I mean, that's not that long ago.
back in the
Back,
day.
but back in the day, yeah.
I graduated in I graduated in 2013. So, I mean, how long ago was that? 7 years ago? I don't even
Yeah.
know. So back in the day, it was still pretty like crowded. I mean, we Matea like just got built like my senior year or something like that. So or junior year, I don't even remember. But it was still like pretty crowded. We had a lot of kids, and yeah, I mean, I loved going there.
All right. I
Yeah.
actually transferred to Nikwa my junior year, so last year. I went to JCA,
Okay.
if you ever heard of that place.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2 years with Nikwa. Don't know a whole lot about the freshman building. Every time I go in there, people expect me to know where to go, and it's like
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going. But okay, I'm glad that it's still the same. And it's crazy because I didn't even think about Mattia being like new. It feels like an old place anyway. But all right. So you played. When did you first start playing soccer?
I started playing soccer when I was really little. Probably around 4 or 5, but that's when you're just kind of trying like random sports. Like I tried a bunch of sports and then a bunch of activities just to see what would stick. Like I did ballet for a while and I hated it, but like my mom forced me to do it. And like soccer was the only thing that I like really like look forward to and really liked. So it's like kind of what I just stuck with forever. Now, I mean, still doing it.
Yeah. So what club were you a part of growing up?
I played for a couple different clubs. I played for America Soccer Club to start, which I don't know if it still exists. But then I played for NSA, Naperville Soccer Academy, and then I finally went to Team Chicago. In high school, I played for Team Chicago the whole time. So yeah.
A lot of my friends that I know that played club soccer are mostly Galaxy people
Yeah.
and Team Chicago, but okay. So you played soccer basically your whole life and you're still doing it. How crazy is that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's your profession.
Sorry, say that again.
So playing soccer is your
Yeah, it's really
profession. Yeah.
cool.
I want to hear about all the hot gossip in the Chicago Red Stars.
I mean, I love my teammates, so it's been a really cool experience to be able to play for your hometown and be around my teammates. A lot of them I've actually known before for a while, so that's kind of cool. Like the soccer really small, so you kind of like know everyone a little bit or have weird connections, so you don't ever feel like you're walking into like a whole new like experience where you know no one. Like you always know someone because of soccer. Um, so I've just been made to feel really comfortable the past 3 years and have really enjoyed my experience. And it's really cool to like I have been playing soccer my whole life and I still get to play it. Like it's a kid's game and I get paid to do it, so it's really cool to be able to say that. But yeah, I'm really lucky.
So do you still see people that you played against in high school?
Yeah. So I played against Vanessa DiBernardo in high school. She went to Waubonsie. She plays for the Red Stars now, which is like weird because I don't know, like weird connection. And then a lot of girls are from the Chicago area that I played against in high school. Like there's a couple girls, Kayla played for Naperville North. So it's just like a small world and you kind of know everyone, but like never really like met them. And that you're like, oh hey, I used to play against you in high school. Like it's weird, but cool.
So I follow college soccer too, and I want to know your opinion. I know you
Mm-hmm.
went to UCLA. What is the top soccer school?
Absolutely UCLA.
Okay,
Like
you're
no
gonna stick
question
with it.
asked.
Okay, not the Stanfords, not the North Carolinas, Florida State. No, forget
No,
about it. UCLA.
UCLA is the ride or die.
Okay.
I will stand by UCLA forever and ever. It was one of the like best decisions I've made to go there, and I loved the program and everything about it. So, I mean, I think we're the best.
Go Bruins.
Go Bruins.
So since you got an offer from them to play soccer, what other schools gave you an offer?
Um, I looked mostly on East Coast. UCLA was my only West Coast school, so that was really weird to kind of like. I was set on going to the East Coast. Um, but so a lot of schools on that side of the country offers. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, you're just still frozen again, but I'm gonna keep talking. Oh, there you are. Okay. Um, so I was looking at Duke for a while, Virginia, Penn State was up there. I really wanted to go to Wake Forest for a while, um, but like it's smaller than Nicola, and I was like, that's a little too weird for me. But yeah, I looked at Michigan for a little bit too, but I really wanted to go to California. Once I saw UCLA, like the day I went there, I was like, I'm going here, and my parents were like, Are you sure? Like you've been here for 2 hours. I was like, No, I'm going here. Like I knew immediately, and it kind of was just the right fit, and yeah, it was awesome.
Those are some big names that you just listed. That, yeah, okay, yeah. College has really
I
wanted
was
you.
really fortunate to
Yeah,
have had all those choices, so I'm happy, but I'm glad I chose UCLA in the
that's
end.
crazy. So,
Yeah.
what is your favorite memory from playing college soccer?
Um, my favorite memory. Wow. Um, so I would say my last year we made it to the national championship. We didn't win, but we won my freshman year, and I didn't get to play because I was hurt during that time. I tore my ACL, so my whole first year I didn't play. But my last year, we finally made it back after like all those years. We finally made it back to the national final, and I was captain that year. So like to be able to take and lead my team to the last game, and like I got to play every game possible that I could possibly play for my last year. It was just such a special moment that like even us losing, like I wouldn't change it because I still got to like play every single game, like make it stretch as far as I could to like be able to make my experience at UCLA last as long as possible. I'm really grateful and happy, and I think about that game all the time. The happy memories and the sad memories that come with it, but wouldn't change anything.
Do you watch other national title games for women's soccer and be like, "Oh, I remember when I was there," and it's like, "I remember those
Yeah,
feelings."
it's weird. I'm starting to get to the point though where I don't know anyone in the college world anymore. Like all the people I played with are kind of starting to graduate. But it's weird just like the next couple of years look and see your team playing when you're like I should be there, and it's weird that I'm not there, but like you obviously like love those girls and want to support them, and it's like your babies are growing up and you're like watching them do big things. It's cool.
So, today is actually the WNBA draft day. So, speaking of the draft,
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
yeah, so you went to the draft. What is that like?
Yeah, it was really cool. My college coaches actually convinced me to go. They're like, "You're gonna get drafted. Go. It's gonna be a good experience." So me and my dad actually went, and honestly, like I almost threw up the whole time. Like it's just so nerve wracking. Like the whole time I'm like profusely sweating, like trying not to vomit. Like your nerves are just through the roof, and like to finally hear your name get called, it was such a rewarding experience, and especially because I got drafted to my hometown, it was really rewarding for my family in general. Like my dad was there, and like it was just like, oh, she has been at UCLA for 5 years, and it's like come home and like be at home. So it was really awesome, especially to get drafted to Chicago. Like that's the obviously where I wanted to go because you want to go home, but it was cool
I've
despite the
just
nerves.
Yeah, I've seen like videos and pictures from drafts. I watch a lot of drafts myself. It's crazy just
Yeah,
to see the people that think they won't get drafted and then they do and they're so shocked. That
yeah, it's
sounds
really
like
cool.
fun. Yeah. So, Chicago Fire moving out of SeatGeek Stadium
Mm-hmm.
means that that is your place now. Is there going to be like, do you know if they're going to remove all the Chicago Fire stuff and basically say stadium going under new rebranding because Chicago Fire is leaving?
I mean, we only were practicing there for about a week or 2 weeks before we got shut down completely. So I didn't see they took everything down. I haven't seen anything that they've rebranded or anything like that. Hopefully they will. I mean, it'd be pretty cool to see the whole like stadium red stars. But honestly, I have no idea what they're gonna do with it. Hopefully something cool.
I mean, I've never been down to a game. I've always wanted to go down to a game. I actually was gonna
Well,
go
hit me
during
up
the
if you need
summer.
tickets. We gotta get you to a game. They're fun, I swear.
Yeah, my cousin is actually a huge fan. Like they used to go all the time, but I've never been
Yeah.
out. I want to go so bad. I actually
Well, tell me your ticket.
okay. I actually watched the World Cup over the summer,
So cute.
and
Oh yeah.
I was a fan before, but that even made me such a bigger fan. What happened during the time when the rest of you guys were here? Did you? I know you were part of the reserves. Did you get moved up during that time, or were you still part of the reserves during the World Cup?
For the World Cup,
Yeah.
no, I was still, I was like fully contracted at that point, and
Okay.
you kind of just they dress 20 people for a game, so they take like from their contractor roster that they have full-time players and like pick those 20 every game. So sometimes you get left off, sometimes you're put on. So I think at that point I was in the 20 roster pretty consistently, kind of like off and on. But once they leave, they kind of are like, okay, you're in the 20 now, because we have like about 25 people on our team. I think it's like 23 right now that are like fully contracted. So like you are still with the team, but you're not like on the bench. But then once those people leave, you're like on the bench, like ready to get suited up if you need to. Yeah, it's like a weird, complicated
Yeah, behind the
process.
scenes stuff happening. Okay.
Yeah.
So when did you make your debut? Like full on Red Stars?
Full on Red Stars debut. I think I got in minutes against. I think we were playing Washington Spirit. Yeah, I was like so nervous. I was running around with my head cut off. Like, I think we were even losing at that point, so like didn't matter. We were losing like 2-0, so he's like, just go in, like go run around. So it was just like really exciting. Like obviously you wait for that moment for a while. It's just really exciting and nerve wracking. I still get nervous.
I feel the same way. I play frisbee at Niqua, so
Yeah.
I get very nervous every time I go on.
Yeah.
Different points coming in. It's crazy, especially competitiveness within the NWSL. You have some like real players out there. Who is the biggest name that you've played against? I don't know how many times you've been on per se, but you've had some experience. Who's the biggest name that you've played against?
I mean, I play with Julie Ertz currently, and she's like the most competitive person I've ever met in my entire life. She's just so focused and so committed during practice, and even like playing with Alyssa Nair at practice, it's like she's intense. Like she is the most competitive person ever, and she'll do whatever it takes to win. And like learning from those people has been really cool. And I just got to have like you see like how much focus it takes to like get to the next level, and you're like, okay, I need to do. Like they're really good at teaching you and like showing you how competitiveness works and what you need to do to make it to the next level.
Those are some big names. Julie Ertz. All I have to say, Julie Ertz, hands down, most competitive person in the NWSL. Maybe
By
in the
far.
world. I don't know, but yeah, I will agree with you on that one.
By far.
By far, definitely. So do you think that the NWSL is going to continue to grow within the next couple of years? Because I know they're adding a team in Louisville next year.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
Yeah.
think?
So I think the NWSL is looking really good, especially with all of the stuff our PAs have been doing, our union. So the players have a union representative, and they work with the league to get a lot of benefits for the players. Like that's been going well in terms of building the league because you do want to have like sustainable salary and a livable wage and safe conditions in order to practice and play. So that's been a good way the league has been building. But then also in terms of like the amount of teams, I think there's so much talent that is almost being wasted in the US because we don't have enough teams and don't have enough roster spots to like showcase all of these great soccer players. So I think within the next years, I think we'll get like at least 2 more teams, especially with Louisville. So it's looking really good, and I'm really positive despite all this like Corona
Yeah.
mishaps, I think the next couple years are looking really good for our league.
Where do you think they'll add a team next? I mean, I'm going to Indiana University next year, and I know there's no NWSL team there, which I'm very saddened by. But where do you think they should add a team to?
I mean, I think LA needs a team.
Yeah.
Going to school there for 5 years, I've seen the love for women's soccer that they have. We used to get like 12,000 people at some of our games. So I think LA would do really well. I would love to see a team out there.
I'm surprised they actually added a team to Louisville. I mean, I don't know how that works, but California, especially soccer right now, like they have LAFC and then LA Galaxy, which are two really good teams. They should have
it'd be
added.
Really cool to get something like that. Yeah.
There's so many supporters.
We'll see one day, hopefully.
Honestly, they probably should be thinking about that. I mean, most women's leagues should start to see more expansion coming in soon, especially with the WNBA. How they move? Well, they moved the team in San Antonio to Las Vegas. That really doesn't count as a expansion, but I mean, rebranding and trying to get more people to watch. It's definitely gonna happen soon. So
yeah, I mean, hopefully it does. We're trying to get the word out there. We're trying to at this time do as much like Instagramming and social media, and trying to get the awareness out there so that when we're back playing, like people tune in. So tell everyone.
The thing is, which a lot of people don't seem to notice, is that ESPN more likely is gonna show older guys games versus showing women's games happening. It takes a while for me to search up a Red Stars game. I had a lot of trouble in the summer actually when I was looking to watch the first game back from the World Cup. It was on some like ESPN news channel. I mean, what do you think that people should do to start to like spread awareness about the NWSL, WNBA, like women's sports?
I mean, honestly, social media is a great tool for that. Getting as many people aware of our league as possible. The amount of times I've had to explain my job to people and that there is a professional women's soccer league is actually astonishing. So I think that just getting the word out there that this is a thing that exists, that the women's soccer league is here in America, and that the girls that I play with and I think are great representatives for this like league in general, and that we put in so much hard work and you can see it on the field. I think just getting that message out on social media is a great tool, and then on like we're doing our best and our owners are doing the best to get in contact with big news or big not news stations but like big networks and trying to get our name onto those networks, even though we're not playing or like they're not showcasing games yet. Just getting our name out there is a good tool too.
Have you been following the U.S. Women's National Soccer Team trial with U.S. Soccer? I've kind of been following a little bit.
Yeah, I've been kind of following it.
Do you think that obviously the president stepped down from his job because of stuff that was happening? Do you think that the women will be paid equally or more than the men's national team?
I mean, obviously, I think they should get paid equally. Everything that they've done is showcase that they deserve to get paid equally. They've been more successful. They've been more efficient. They've gotten more trophies, and they do bring in a significant amount of fans, if not more than the men. And I think that for the U.S. soccer not to recognize that is kind of obviously like they stepped down. Like that statement that they put out there right before he stepped down was a good indication that U.S. soccer does not respect the work that women do in terms of that sport and what they've done for U.S. soccer. So hopefully, I mean, who's to say what happens in the trial? But obviously, like I am in full support of them and getting paid equally. So I've seen the teammates I have. I've seen them put in an astonishing amount of work and the sacrifice they put in to work for U.S. soccer, I think they deserve to get paid equally.
A lot of people too, and same with the WNBA, is people play overseas during their off season. Is that something that you want to do or don't want to do? Like I know most people play in Australia.
I mean,
is that something you want to do?
That's very popular. A lot of my friends go and play. For me, I think a lot of the times. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a lot of knee back issues, whatever. I would love to play overseas. I would love to play in Australia, but sometimes you have to listen to your body and say, hey, okay, I do need the break right now because you play from February till November most of the time. So you just kind of sometimes need a break. And this past year, I was like, okay, I'm not going to try. I need to take a break and get my body regrouped. And I think that's what some people have to decide between is like, do you want to keep playing soccer? Do you want overseas? Or do you want to rest and make sure your body's okay? So that's honestly what we've been dealing with. But I would love to play overseas if my body holds up.
They actually, the women's league in Australia got some attention because coronavirus is stopping all these teams from playing. People are actually tuning in to watch because they don't have sports right now, which I think is cool. But I mean, I have not heard about that league until now.
Yeah.
Coverage is pretty crazy. My sister just came down to say hi to me. Go away, Bella. So, since you grew up in Naperville, I don't know what middle school you went to, but my sister goes to Crone. What is the Superior Naperville Middle School?
I mean, I went to Scullin.
Oh, okay, Scullin.
Go Sharks.
Scullin it is. My sister just said,
I mean, I met some of my best friends that I'm still friends with there, so I love Scullin.
I have a lot of friends from Gregory and Scullin. Not a lot from Crone.
Okay.
Yeah, she went to Scullin. She doesn't like that. So, Naperville obviously probably has changed a little bit, but what is your favorite place to go to in Naperville?
That's a tough one. I mean, every time I go back, I get Portillo's. It's not really here in the city, so every time I go to the suburbs, I make sure to stop at Portillo's. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Sharko's.
I agree with that. Yeah,
love Sharko's. Yeah, those are my go-tos.
Sharko's and Portillo's.
Yep.
So good. When I moved,
so good.
When I moved to Naperville 2 years ago, we actually live right by Sharko's. So when I saw it, I was like, "Yo, can we try this place out?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" I can agree that it is so good.
Yeah, highly recommend.
So, kind of to wrap things up with all the Naperville stuff, I have to ask. I hope soccer wasn't the only thing you did in high school. Did you actually do other activities too? Because I know some people are like, I'm committed to my sport and I'm not doing anything else, and this is what it is.
I mean, I was super committed to soccer. I traveled a lot, so I was always gone, but my friends in high school, I spent so much time with them. I'm still friends with them today. I'm dating one of my friends from high school now. I just think the friendships I made there, I made sure to make sure they were strong, and obviously they're strong, but I spent so much time with my friends in high school, and I wouldn't regret it. That's literally where all my free time was I was playing soccer with my friends. So
I mean, that's understandable. Soccer,
yeah,
club soccer especially. I managed the girls' I did manage the girls' basketball team while I was at Nikwa, and some of the people actually played club soccer, and they would have to rush out to go to their soccer games, or they had to miss a basketball game because of that.
I ran cross country in middle school for a while, but I was so busy. I was like, I'm gonna that's all written down if I still do this. So I had to choose between cross country and soccer. Chose soccer, and I did it. I'm glad I did.
Sports, especially club sports, and then if you're playing other sports as well at the same time, not the move. I actually went through the same
Yeah.
thing you did. I played so many sports growing up, and I tried to like handle
Oh, cool.
everything.
Yeah.
I eventually played soccer at JCA, but it was JV, and I was just goalie, so it wasn't a big deal. I had to play against Bennett,
That's awesome.
and I did not want to. That's the
Oh.
worst game.
You're like, can we not?
Yeah, especially their fields. I know that the Red Stars played at Benedictine. We had to play on the grass fields, but what
Ooh.
I want to know, since you have been a reserves player and like official Red Stars player, is it the same kind of like aggressiveness between both, or do you think there's a little difference?
No, it's for sure different. I think with the first team, you do have a different level of aggressiveness and competitiveness, and training with them is a whole different level than with the reserves. So I mean, the transition was really tough, but once you get used to it, you're like, okay, I can handle this now. But it does take a while to transition from reserves to first team.
What happens when you play with the reserves? Like, who do you play? Is that considered another league? Kind of.
Yeah, it's considered a different league. It's the WPSL.
Okay.
So it's just a completely different league. Usually it's just during the summer, so a lot of college players are in it. So you do like summer league while you're out of school. So it's just a lot of college players, and then a lot of like players who've graduated and still want to play, and a lot of people who are trying to make their way into a pro team. So it's just a whole hodgepodge of soccer players.
Do you see that a lot more people now are trying to walk on versus like maybe a few years ago when people weren't necessarily sure like that's a thing that you could do?
Yeah, that's definitely growing. I think just the interest in our league is growing, so that's been way more um, popular for sure.
All right, let's see if I got anything else up in my questions thing. What I was supposed to do is I was supposed to write up my questions. My teacher was very like, you have to do this and then this and then this. I
Yeah.
literally asked most questions, didn't even write them on the paper. Probably should, so I don't get points off. Let's see. Let's see. What was your favorite class at Nikwa?
Wow, I loved anatomy. I don't know if Java still works there.
No, he does.
He was my teacher. Oh, he does. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I love him. He was like the best teacher I've ever had. And that was my favorite class by far.
All right. I know people that take anatomy, so I knew the name. Also, I think he started the frisbee program at Nikwa. Yeah.
He used to coach for them.
Never met the guy, but heard a lot of great things
Yeah,
about
he's cool.
him.
You should definitely meet him. He's awesome.
All right. Now I'm gonna ask a few questions about your teammates. Who's the funniest?
Um, she's not on my team anymore, but Sam Kerr is hilarious. One of the funniest people I've ever met. She just left. Who else is funny? I'm trying to think. I think Danny Colaprico is pretty funny. She makes me laugh all the time. She's goofball. But yeah.
I was really sad when Sam Kerr left. That was like,
I know.
but I am a Chelsea fan.
She's doing great things.
I am a Chelsea fan for both men's and
Yeah.
women's teams, so it's kind of like
Worked out for you.
Red Stars, Chelsea. Yeah. Is there someone that tries to prank a lot?
Yeah, someone asked that. We were doing an Instagram live with Morgan Bryan, and someone asked us that. And honestly, we don't know. Like,
You don't
we're
know.
all pretty goofy, and I think Yuki does a lot of pranks that you're like, Yuki, this doesn't make sense, but I guess it's funny. Yeah, she's kind of a goofball. She'll try to prank you.
I've seen a lot of her, mostly on Twitter, of her posting about her band, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, she's cool. I love her.
All right, and last one. Is there anyone that is like 100% serious all the time and just in game mode, even during like when practices are over?
I don't think we have a lot. I mean, obviously, we're all at practice. We're like in game mode, some more than others. But I think once we get into that's kind of like everyone's pretty comfortable with each other and like chilled out. We have a lot of fun.
My sister has a question. She wants to know if you have a TikTok. My sister is very into TikTok. She wants to know.
Me and my roommate Emily Boyd, we kind of started to do them. We're really bad. We can't dance.
Neither can my sister.
But go check out her TikToks at Emily Boyd.
Emily Boyd's TikTok, Bella. Huh? Yeah, you don't know who that is. I'm not surprised. She does not follow soccer like I. She doesn't follow any sports. Do you have any questions? Is that it? Why don't you just come in here? This is supposed to be a professional interview. I'm making fun of my teacher. He's gonna see this. He's gonna grade this. He already knows that I'm like this. I like to be funny, not serious all the time. This is my sister, Bella.
I fully appreciate that.
Hi.
Do you have any questions?
Hi.
Hi.
Don't do that.
How did you get this interview anyway?
We talked about
Wait, so
this.
you went to Scotland, right?
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I feel bad for you. I mean, Chrome's worse. I mean, like, totally.
Do you have a question?
Wait, did you play a sport during, like, middle school at Scotland?
She's frozen again. We've had this multiple times.
Yeah, because she's talking to you.
She played cross country, I think. She did cross country.
Cross country, okay.
Why is the internet so bad? I'm literally right by the box.
Don't say box.
Stop.
You said the box first.
Is it bad still? Can you not hear me?
I can hear you, but you're still frozen.
That's okay. My sister wanted to know if you played played a sport in middle school. Obviously, we talked about this earlier, but she wasn't here.
Yeah, I played soccer and then I ran cross country.
Cross country. Anything
Who
else?
was the wait? Oh,
Okay.
when you play cross country, who was like? Do you know the best middle schooler? I mean, middle schooler team that you played against? Because ours is Gregory.
I honestly don't remember that.
That's such a stupid question.
It's not a stupid question. We all know it's Gregory. But
Okay. Is that all?
sure.
I'm gonna get a bad grade for this. It's okay.
I'm
I'm not being professional. I'm not being professional.
Yeah, you're gonna look professional.
I had to dress up for this. Okay, bye, Ballin. She gets to go to the NEPA building next year, the freshman campus next year.
Fun.
Yeah, well, I don't finish middle school, so
Well, I don't get to finish high school.
you didn't want to.
Oh boy. Alright, I don't have any more questions. I can't think of anything else.
Alright, well just
honestly.
just DM me on Twitter if you have any like last minute follow-up questions. But
I mean,
yeah, I had fun. Thanks for interviewing me.
I think this was pretty good. Hopefully this will be the most interesting and the best interview. But
Better be.
alright, it was really nice
have a good
talking to
night.
you.
It was so nice talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Of course.